What appealed to me was that George Lucas, who wrote it and also directed it, didn't want a damsel in distress, didn't want your stereotypical princess, sort of a victim, frightened, incapable of dealing with the situation without the guys. So he wanted a fighter. He wanted someone who was independent. And that's what appealed to me about that part, yeah.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Feel, don't think.
Fear is my ally.
The Force will be with you.
We are encouraged to love.
Be mindful of your thoughts.
I will not betray the Republic.
Hey, your worship, I'm only trying to help.
Scruffy-looking nerf herder.
I'm not afraid.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
So, first off, I want to apologize for having such a short live stream. I had trouble with the Bluetooth to listen to the third quarter Disney earnings report, so I apologize for that. But I am going to do it this upload. So what we learn from ABC News here, Disney's streaming business profitable for the first time, but slowing U.S. park business ups anxiety. So the Kamala Harris-Joe Biden recession and worries about the economy are keeping people away from the parks. Inflation at the parks. Going to Disney is an expensive proposition. For a lot of middle-class families, they just can't do it. And if they do, it's a one-time vacation. It'd be much easier to do a road trip out to Wyoming and walk around Yellowstone or Glacier National Park than it would be to go to Disney World or Disneyland. Okay. That's just what's going on. People don't feel they can spend the money anymore, which is why park attendance is softening in the United States. There you go. And that's why Disney stocks opened up lower. Okay. There's a silver lining. But let's talk about Hulu. Disney says it might have to pay Comcast up to $5 billion more to buy out Hulu. This is also another thing I think that is probably weighing on Wall Street's mind. This is a lot of money. If you look at the profit that Disney said they made in the third quarter, was it 2.9 billion? You're looking at $5 billion to buy Hulu. That's kind of a big $5 billion more added on to the price. That's kind of a big deal. That's kind of a big price tag. Okay, that's got to be weighing on the investors' minds because you're just adding to the corporate financial debt, I think, that Disney has. And I really think the reason why Disney is having trouble is because of the unimaginable corporate debt they accrued in 2018 when they were allowed to buy Fox. Okay, for $75 billion. Overpriced by a lot. They were dragged into something they obviously couldn't afford. And, Bob Iger might be a cool CEO in some ways, but he doesn't think of the long term when it comes to financial buying things. So let's talk streaming. Original Inside Out and Deadpool movies driving Disney Plus signups, says Bob Iger on Streaming Profits Celebration Day. First time Disney Plus, etc., made a profit. And he said it would make a profit in 2024. Okay. This is big. Okay. This is big. This is what they envisioned when they had the idea for a Disney Plus streaming platform. Is the movies out there in theaters would bring people to the platform to get a subscription. Okay. And I think it's great. For anybody who likes Marvel, anybody who likes Deadpool. I mean, there's Inside Out. Anybody who likes Pixar animation. It's one of those things where you're looking at what they put into these things was so vastly different from what the output has been for the last 3 years of woke garbage. And it brought people back. It's bringing people back, at least to these studios and franchises. However, there's something missing here. We'll talk about that later. Inside Out was not woke, even though she's wearing a stupid looking rainbow zebra colored whatever t-shirt or sweater. From what I've heard, people said it wasn't woke. Deadpool. You can't make Deadpool and make it politically correct. You just can't. Disney allowed Fox Studios and Marvel to make Deadpool the way they should. And it was obviously a success. Also note, there were cameos in the movie that were handled, I think, much better in some respects than the nostalgia bait, the fan bait from other franchises at Disney. The one thing that I think will always be better is Luke Skywalker at the end of The Mandalorian. I do remember how I felt when I saw it. I do remember the fake reactions of certain network YouTubers who then decided they hated Disney Star Wars again. But I do think the fan service, which gets such a bad name for no reason, in Deadpool helped launch the movie and really was genius. Okay, so you've got that going for it. You've got a good story. You've got Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine. And now you've got Disney Plus adding, 2 million more subscribers and becoming profitable. Again, what's missing? What's missing is the other IPs that they have. Star Wars. There's no reason for Star Wars not to be bringing subscribers in, but we know why it's not bringing subscribers in, why people quit. Combination of factors that Kathleen Kennedy allowed to have happen that Kevin Feige took care of at Marvel. And that is the biggest problem. So let's talk about that.
This is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen. With the dark shadow of the Empire rising to take their place. This message is a warning and a reminder for any surviving Jedi. Trust in the Force. Do not return to the temple. That time has passed. And our future is uncertain. We will each be challenged. Our trust, our faith, our friendships. But we must persevere. And in time, a new hope will emerge. May the Force be with you, always.
The fact of the matter is, the only time I think Star Wars TV streaming actually brought subscribers to Disney Plus was The Mandalorian. After Gina Carano's, that fiasco that happened with her occurred, people left en masse. Okay. The problem with all of this is the offerings of Andor and the Acolyte have tarnished the decent stuff from Ahsoka and Kenobi. Okay. Thus allowing the big YouTubers like Geeks and Gamers, Drunk 3PO, other big YouTubers to take the narrative away from the reality of the situation. And the reality of the situation is the Acolyte sucked. It was woke garbage. Very proudly woke garbage for Harvey's former personal assistant and Amanda Stenberg. Okay. In fact, for some fucking reason, Manny Jacinto has a panel at D23 and will likely be at Star Wars Celebration in Tokyo. Why? This is the lowest Nielsen rated Star Wars TV show ever. Okay. The fact that Disney has not given a second season a green light is huge. They could. All right, that actually could be something that's going on. However, that would be, death wish. Okay, that would be stupid. It would hurt the franchise more. And that's the reason why I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think Iger's that stupid. But, who knows? The Acolyte did not bring anybody to Disney Plus. Andor didn't bring anybody to Disney Plus. Actually, because of what happened to Gina Carano, even good stuff like Kenobi and the mediocre but okay Book of Boba Fett and good stuff like Ahsoka were so tarnished by what Kennedy did to Gina Carano, that did not bring people to Disney Plus. And Kenobi's fine. I just finished watching it again. I like it. I like it a lot. It doesn't break canon despite what idiots out there want to believe. It's a decent show. And, it's fine. What's going on here is simply Kevin Feige and I can never remember the head of Pixar are making Kathleen Kennedy look stupid. It's in the earnings report. Bob Iger can look at her and say, how come your TV shows that we've put on Plus, how come they've never brought subscribers after Mandalorian? How come subscribers left in protest to a stupid decision you made about an actress and her opinions? I'm sure he thinks that. What he says in the public is not what he probably thinks in private. Okay, you're not dealing with somebody woke. You're dealing with a politician who knows how to finagle things the way he wants them to go. Okay, so he can say whatever he wants in public. What he says in private's another matter. All right, this is the problem. The only Star Wars film he mentioned today during the earnings call, third quarter earnings call, Mr. Iger, is Mandalorian. That's it. No Rey movie. And by the way, Daisy Ridley has been diagnosed with Graves' disease. So, maybe I want to say a prayer for her. It's not deadly if you don't take care. If you take care of it, you'll be fine. It's kind of like being diabetic, like my mother-in-law is. If you take care of it, watch what you eat, take your medicine, you'll be fine. That's pretty much, it's a chronic ailment. And she probably got it because she's vegan, but we're not talking about that. But back to Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy. The problem is her. The problem is people don't trust Lucasfilm, even intellectually, inside, instinctively knowing Kennedy doesn't have anything to do with Mando and Grogu. They don't trust her because they don't trust her because her name is still there. They don't trust it because of The Acolyte and Leslie Headland. That's why The Acolyte was not mentioned at all during the earnings call, because it wasn't the reason for people wanting to tune in to Disney Plus. That was all Marvel, Deadpool, Pixar, and Inside Out 2. That's it. That's it. Okay. That's it. Lucasfilm has lost the narrative. And it's going to be a hell of a fight to get it back. And the first thing you do is make peace with Gina Carano and get Kathleen Kennedy the fuck out of there. That's what I got out from the earnings call. And meanwhile, the Walt Disney Corporation is under $90 a share. Still. After what I looked at as a fine, for what it was, earnings call with the good news from the films and Disney Plus subscriptions. Okay. This is Steph, signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.